So let's talk about programs now. In your virtual production show, in this case, my Formula One show, you have several programs. Every time you have a streaming session, you will need to create a program, and in each program, you're gonna have to update the data for that program. As you can see here, only one program can be active. This means that when you launch the Go Live window, only the active program will be shown on screen and the data will be sent to Unreal Engine. So let's create a new program. You can click here on the new program button and just fill the data. It's just the name, the date, and a brief description. Another way to create a program is by duplicating one that already exists. This is very useful because this button here will copy the entire structure of a program and all the sections. We will go into sections in a little bit. But yeah, in this way you can just duplicate a program and then change the data really easy and quick. So let's go and check the sections of these programs. If we click on the sections button, we will see the available sections for this program. What is a section specifically? Maybe this is easier to understand if we launch the Go Live window. The Go Live window will connect UnRemote2 with Unreal Engine. So if we click on this on the Go Live window, you will see that we have the interface to interact with Unreal Engine. You see these four options here: camera, podium, constructors, championship, and grid. These are the sections that we have defined in the sections area. One thing you can do is reorder the sections, and you will see that they will reflect exactly the same in the Go Live window. So let's create a new section with the new section button. Then you get this form, which is a little bit more advanced. Of course, you need a name. This is the name that will appear in the sections in the Go Live window. Then you need a description. Then you have to specify the Unreal Engine blueprint path. This is really important, and this is the key area, the key element that connects UnRemote2 and Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine will have some blueprints that will load the data for UnRemote2 and display the content. So when we create a section, we need to specify which blueprint is going to be responsible for displaying the data. The way to select the blueprint is very similar to the way we selected a field that is of type Unreal Engine Actor. So we go to Unreal Engine, we select the blueprint in the editor or in the outliner, and then we click this button. So the path will be copied into the system. Let's also add some testing name and description for now. The next really important part that we have to set is what kind of content we want to show in this blueprint. So we have to specify the data type, one of the data types we had created before. In this case, we have cameras, drivers, teams. So I don't know if this is a camera control blueprint, then we can select cameras type. If we're going to show a list of the drivers or the classification, then we'll need the drivers. So if we want to show the classification of drivers for this program, we can select the blueprint for the classification and select it here, and then select drivers as the data type, which is the kind of data that we need. The last option here is to show individual content or all at once. With this option, we will be able to select a widget and then select individual data inside the widget. Maybe it's better to see this as an example. So let's play our program and connect to it with this Initialize Sections button. For example, the Construction Championships widget is set to show all content at once. When you play it online, it means that the widget is going to be shown, but there's no more options. It's like you can see all the data at the same time, but you cannot click on individual data. On the contrary, if we check the grid is set up as show individual content. So if we go to the program and look at this widget, we will see that we have more options. We have all the data available here to click on it. In this case, when we click in one of these elements, it will take us to each of the cars of the grid. But it can be anything really. So this is all for programs. I hope you liked it and see you in the next one.